Hi, everyone. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to bring wonderful, exciting opportunities to each one of you who joined the IPC Student Chapter at the University of Auburn. And thank you so much to the leadership and your chapter leaders and the advisors for being present, active, and forever evolving. So we appreciate your continued support, and we do hope that what I'll be sharing with you today will provide you with a little bit more insight into how you as an IPC Student Chapter member can benefit from the opportunities the foundation brings to the table. So I thought it would be a good idea to firstly just provide you a little bit of a glance what we'll be discussing today here. So I'll be sharing some more information about IPC as the trade association in general. Then we will dig a little bit deeper into the foundation and talk about our existence and our mission, and then also a student chapter, which is where you actually form part in. Before I go into that, I thought it might be a good idea to share with you a video that will give you information about electronics manufacturing. I know most of you are familiar with this field. You are either studying towards an engineering degree, master's or PhD students, but this is kind of just a touch point overview as of where IPC plays a role within the industry. So I hope that there's not going to be too many buffers, but let's see if we can get this going. All right.
Is the video playing, Charlie? Is the video playing? You cannot see the video.
Are you not seeing the video?
No.
Ah. Can you see now?
No.
That's right. Okay, wait. Let's try it again. It's always the share option.
If you're using full screens, maybe that's why. So you need to drag and drop the.
Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yeah, I think that's the.
Okay, let's try it again. Sorry about that. Is that okay?
Yes, but we are seeing some blurry pictures.
Yeah, this thing is very weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to waste time. I'll send you all the link and then you can watch it later. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. So can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so IPC was founded more than 60 odd years ago. It was purely based for the printed circuit board so that everybody working within the industry can come together like a trade association, and it expanded globally with over 3,000 member companies that form part of IPC. IPC is the organization, as I mentioned, the trade association that represents the industry. We have very different faculties and departments within the organization. We have an education team that ensures that we have the best education for professionals in the industry that is working with everything from design all the way through to output in the manufacturing pipeline. We do have representatives in Washington, D.C., who we call our government relations team and advocacy. We have representation within the United States, but also internationally. So we have a European office, we have a Mexico office, and also office in China. And all of these different departments work collaboratively. We have a standards and training department. We have an events team, a marketing team. And so it's almost like a business, and we need to serve our industry members. And currently, IPC issues over 100,000 certifications each year to professionals in the industry who form part of these member companies. So a member company is someone like, for instance, Honeywell, Lockheed, Boeing, Blue Origin, all of your big names, but we also have 80 or odd % of our members are your smaller mom and pop shops across the globe. And they work in basically every field out there. So aerospace, military, we have Department of Defense. We work collaboratively with many business sectors, telecommunications, medical. And so, for instance, GE Health is also a member of IPC. So basically every company that you would think about is basically part of IPC's membership. And so what happened was, as the foundation, we realized it's important, based on what our board of directors said, that within the industry there is a shortage of talent. And what can IPC do to close that skills gap? And so in 2018, there was a big research group, and the foundation was founded. We launched in 2019 with about 10 chapters, and very proud to say that we are very proud of Auburn being one of those first chapters that started, if not necessarily the first one in the United States, and still going strong. We have over here an IPC standards tree, and you would be familiar with all of the standards, but this is basically the bread and butter for IPC. And we have standard committee teams. You as a student member can also volunteer to serve on these committees. And every year, some of them go through a review. There's always changes and updates that need to be made, but there are definitely benefits to you as a student member with regards to chapters, but more on that. So as I mentioned, the mission of the foundation is then to create awareness of the careers the electronics manufacturing has to offer, and to promote these various opportunities to students in high school, technical college, university, by providing each one of you access to knowledge and content, and also build those bridges so that you can connect with people and companies in the industry. So that being said, we as IPC Foundation launched a careers website. You can find information on careersinelectronics.com. There will be additional additions as we grow on this front, but at the moment it's purely an info portal where you can learn about all of the various different careers, qualifications needed. We have a section where we have testimonials from industry, but I don't want to preach to the choir. You all know exactly why you are in this industry, but if you want to just browse or be a mentor for someone else, maybe a high school student, you can always spread the word, and information is available on careersinelectronics.com. We feel it's a wonderful tool that you can use, not only for yourself, but to be an ambassador and to other individuals. All right. Do you have any questions at this point in time, or are we good to move into why we are actually in this presentation today?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so IPC student members have access to education, obviously projects or competitions. It depends on how you want to see it. industry connections, as well as scholarships. Now, the scholarships is something that I've noticed. Some of you might have received an email from me. You guys at Auburn is very active and very proud scholarship recipients. So please continue to apply for those. And let's get into a little bit more of the details. So as a student member, you have paid your $40, right? So you have the opportunity to apply for a scholarship. We have different types of scholarships available. And I will be referencing back to the website, which is this website is ipcef.org. And this is kind of the website that you as a student member need to go to for all of kind of the information and the details surrounding these different benefits. So scholarships, we have a variety of scholarships available. Mainly the two scholarships is the student member scholarship. So if you are an active IPC student member, you have the opportunity to apply for a student member scholarship. If you have served in a leadership position, for instance, if you are one of the student chapter officers, you have the ability to apply for a student leadership award at $1,000 as well. Now, we also have a scholarship, or we call it like the Teacher Educator Award. Now, I know that your Professor Hamasha has been a recipient, but there's no restriction for anyone who would like to nominate him again. Or if you feel that there is another teacher or professor or instructor or educator that has impacted your lives, please send me an email with a little detail as to why you feel this individual is worthy of this award, and that person can then be awarded $1,000. We call it the Michael Carano Scholarship for Teacher Excellence, and that is a way that you as a student can actually impact your mentor or your professor or your instructor's life by giving them $1,000. And how amazing is that? Because that $1,000 is not restricted to any purpose. So if he wants to buy his holiday gift, he can do that. But it's just, or some of them invested back and take people or students on a field trip. So don't miss out on that opportunity. So please feel free to nominate your educator of choice. Then in terms of education, which is the other bucket of benefits, is you have access to online training courses. There is a suite of introductory courses. And I know that 2 of these need to be completed for that scholarship application, but nonetheless, you get a certificate of achievement or certificate of completion, and you can always add that to your resume. Or even though it's not a certification, it's still something that will provide an employer an opportunity to see that you know the basics of XYZ. You as a student member also have the availability to request 2 IPC standards. And I will walk you through how you can do that and also provide you with all of those available. And then last year, we very much focused on webinar series. This year, we have not focused on it as much, but those webinars are available on IPC's YouTube channel. So IPC Education Foundation YouTube channel, and you can actually go there. And if you want to look for some Q&As, we've done lots of sessions where students had the opportunity to engage with an industry professional. We called them Friday Forums. It was very unprepared, open, raw, authentic, and anyone could have asked anything and received real answers from professionals. And then we did another one in the middle of the month, which was very much focused on a topic or a company that shared information about careers or how to write your resume or how important is it to prepare during an interview process. So there's a little bit of those in there, and you can find all of those videos on that YouTube channel. You can also find it on our ipcef.org website. Then we move on to the third pillar, which is the industry connections. So IPC Foundation, we have a staff and we have the capabilities to assist you with introduction. So let's, for instance, say you want to have a field trip as a chapter, or you want to invite an industry member to come speak on campus. we will be able to help you connect with some of our industry members in your local area and ask if they would be willing to either come on campus or do a virtual session. Now, I know you are part of a very fantastic chapter and you've had some excellent, great speakers in the past that did things virtually. But if there's anything specific like a facility tour that you would like to participate in, please feel free to reach out to me and we will see what we can do to get your foot in the door. Another opportunity is the IPC Emerging Engineer Program. Now, I know we've had some past students at Auburn who participated in this, like I know Wally did, Raj did, as well as Palash. If you are interested in serving as an IPC Emerging Engineer for the student program, you can apply for that and I will walk you through that application. Now, there's benefits to this program because we will sponsor your trip to IPC Apex Expo. It will take place in Anaheim, California between 6 and 11 April this upcoming year in 2024. So we will pay for your flight there, your accommodation, provide you with some meal stipends. You will participate in almost like a program. There's a lot of boxes to tick. Balash will be able to share that with you. Some of it is very time consuming, but you will also then be paired with the mentor. Unfortunately, you don't have the ability to select the mentor that you want, but you can maybe navigate that mentorship relationship to the best of you, all depending what your ideal scenario would be while you are studying or your interest in pursuing a career in the industry. So that's something of note and something worthy, because that opportunity would obviously provide you to network with industry professionals. We have a massive show floor. You can gather business cards, and then you can participate in all of these different sessions to learn more about the industry and also the way IPC manages that relationship. And then further, we will be doing a lot of events, whether it's either in person or virtual, and we will be communicating those with each one of our chapter members in the newsletter. So make sure that your email address is current, so that you can get some information on those activities. And then lastly, projects or competitions. So what we've done 2 years ago, we've hosted a design competition in conjunction with Altium, and we've had international students apply, and it was so much fun. But there's other kind of smaller activities and projects that we can help you do on campus as a fun member activity. And I know that your student leaders have been talking about a soldering activity, and we will be getting those different components and the bill of materials to you so that you can participate in one of those. And then a big favor, if you do any of these activities or you attend any of the events or you have your own student chapter related activity, please take pictures and send it to us. We would really like to brag and post and share on social media. So this was a high level. Now we're going to go into a little bit more of the details. So the IPC Student Member Scholarship, this is the big deadline coming up October 27th. Most of you are really good in terms of how you are in the process of getting that completed. But I hope you can still see my screen. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so if you want to get more information on these student scholarships, you know what you need to complete. It's all listed in here. And those of you who are the Leader Scholarship, there is like an overview for what you need to complete by the 27th. Now, it's an online process, and I will walk you through that as well. But then an Educator Award is the one which we that I mentioned about future winners. This was like last year, and this was the previous year, and then here are another professor, and then in 2019 it was Professor Saad Hamasha. So all of that is there. Now, if I go back to my presentation, it's the scholarship awards, and then I don't want to jinx it, but if you complete your application, you have a really, really, really good chance on getting $1,000, 100%. It depends on the level and the standard of applications, and the judging committee might decide to award extra money to top applicants. And we have seen that last year. There were 2 candidates that received $2,000 instead of the $1,000, and I can't remember if it was someone at Auburn. Who was it? I can't remember. Let's see the winners. I wanna brag because it's amazing, and I'm so proud of the winners because it's a lot of effort and a lot of time. But it was Palash. Yes, Palash got 2,000, and then this gentleman at University of California, UC Irvine, he got it. So you can be one of those. All right. So Palash actually got $3,000 from IPC because he also won a leadership award over there. All right. And he participated in the Emerging Engineer program. So Palash did your chapter very, very proud. Okay. So that's the scholarship. So if you are in the scholarship application and you still need to complete a few things, please make sure you get that done by October 27th. Some of you are still missing 1 or either 2 of your references. Now I want to make a special note here. Let's, for instance, say the deadline is nearing, and I know people are extremely busy, and you have reached out to your professor or your person that you want to get that recommendation from within the system, and it's like the 25th. And there's like nothing happening. It's like crickets. It's dead silence. If you have a recommendation letter that is current within the past year and you have a date there on an official letterhead, please then feel free to upload it on the section which is their additional certifications or certificates, diplomas, and or other documentation. It's like at the bottom, which is optional sections in the application side. Please do that because we can then acknowledge that and not necessarily give you a 0 score for not having that recommender. And that's maybe a way that we can help you. But please make sure that your recommenders know that you need this and continue to follow up. So these are the education online courses. It's introductory. Some of these are maybe not necessarily that you feel you need, but it is something that you can add to your resume. Or it's maybe just a refresher for some of those of you who are really advanced. But I want to show you kind of how you can access these if you've not necessarily had the opportunity to do so, as well as the standards. So you have access to the J standard, the A600, A610, the WAMA, which is the higher wire harness, the 6011. Then these ones in terms of the printed circuit boards and the rework, which is the 2221B, 7711, 21C. You have access to either of these 2. They're not very popular, but if it's your thing, then absolutely. Now, just note that these standards cost money, but because you've already paid your $40 as a student member, we give this to you for free. And the same with all of these courses also cost money, and it's part of it. So you get a really good deal being part of the membership team and part of the chapter. So I'm going to quickly go to this section within the library. So if you are a student member and you are on the IPC website, you literally go here and you log in as a student member. Then you click on My Library, and you then obviously have access. I have a little bit more courses, but then let's want to say component color codes. You just click there, you view the course, you complete it, you do your quiz, you get more than 70%, and you get your certificate of completion. But there's other exciting links in here. I'm not sure if you have browsed it. So if you want to access your courses, it's under My Library. But if you want to make use of the resources, like some of the other things, you click on Member Links. When you're on Member Links, you can click on Member Scholarships. Member Scholarships will take you obviously to the website, and you click here to apply. So some of you who have not yet decided to apply for a scholarship, you have to register, create a username and a password, and then you can access it. Once you are in there, I quickly just want to show you as a applicant perspective, you have to complete basically all of the different tasks. And once all of these circles are completed and it's kind of marked within a color like the green, then you can submit. If some of them are not, let's for instance talk about the recommendations. Let's say you have reached out to your recommender and you've not received it, then you can upload your existing document, scan it in if it's a hard copy on an official letterhead, and then I will be able to submit your application for you. But please email me to say, hey Charlene, I'm running in a crisis here. My recommender, like I've had some recommenders passed away. It was COVID time. So I didn't want the student to lose out on this opportunity, and the recommender cannot do anything. So if you run up in a situation like that, please reach out to me and then I will submit automatically for you. But this is obviously the application. You just complete it, you select the one, and you are good to go. And that's exactly the same for the leadership award. Great. So here we are back. So you're in member links. You know about the scholarships. You want to submit a standard. So you want to request your standard. You click on this form, the IPC Standards Request Assessment. Now, I cannot complete one again, so I've asked my colleague to send me an example. So this is what you complete. You complete your name, your school, the year you anticipate, and then you select your standards, the one that you want, and then you click submit. Once you submit, it's been sent to an external party within IPC. They will get it, and then they will email you your standard. So that's the process for a standard. How do you get an IPC student standard? And if you need some more information, you can always browse within this member dashboard to learn a little bit more. You can toggle back, and let's for instance say you want to talk about professional development. Now, under professional development, there are a few opportunities here. Emerging engineer, which I explained a little bit earlier, you can participate in standard committees, you can participate in student competitions, or apply for a student board member. Now, we've not spoken about the student board member section. This is an opportunity for a student member who is interested to serve on the IPC Board of Directors. So this is no easy task, but there is some perks to this position. We currently have Henry Crandall, who is a student at the University of Utah. He's currently pursuing his PhD electrical engineering degree. He was part of the co-founder of the chapter there at Utah, and he provided a little bit of an interview with me in terms of the benefits he has had serving in this capacity. The application is nearing, but you do have time. So please feel free to go and complete your application if you want to serve in this capacity. You will be traveling on IPC's dime to international locations like in Munich, Germany, or Washington, D.C. 2 of the 4 meetings are virtual teleconference, but you will also be meeting and have a dinner with the board during IPC Apex Expo. If you are then selected as the IPC board liaison member, you will automatically reserve your space as part of the IPC Emerging Engineer team, and you will then also attend IPC Apex Expo on IPC Education Foundation's dime. So we will be sponsoring you. These were 2 of the past individuals and students who served in that capacity, and both of them have very successful stories. Like Paige over here, she was from Michigan Tech, and she was in her interview processes, and it was in COVID time, and the one that she hoped she got a job with called her during an IPC board member event and said, listen, due to budget cuts, we cannot hire you. So she cried, and all of the board members wanted to know what's happening. And the board member who serves on IPC board is the CEO of TTM. And he was like, listen, Paige, don't worry. I think we can make something work. And she currently works for TTM Technologies. just by being on IPC Board of Directors. And Hannah Nelson, she was a student at Valparaiso University. She also managed to connect with the board members, and at the end of the day, I think she also signed with one of our board members, and she has a position there. So if that's kind of your passion, please do it. But it's also an opportunity to push yourself ahead, learn about yourself, about your leadership opportunities. It allows you to get a deeper level and understanding into the industry. But this is a very exciting opportunity, and as I mentioned, all expenses paid. So please feel free to click on this video. It's not very long, but you can have an opportunity to learn about how a student member felt about that opportunity. Now, coming back to industry connections, we have an IPC member map, and you have access to this. So this is an opportunity for you to browse exactly where IPC member companies are. This is very, very, very secretive information, and you have access to this. So everywhere where there's a blue pin, you know there's an IPC student chapter, but the red ones are IPC members. So let's, for instance, say you want to see if you are, let's say, Auburn. Here we go. I can see you. This is you, right? Over here. There we go. The Auburn chapter. You have an industry member close by, Circuit Technology. I'm not sure if you've engaged with them in the past, but if not, let us know and we'll be able to put you in contact. Who's over here? TE Connectivity. It's a little bit further away, but it's not that far. Panasonic. Did you all know about this?
No.
Okay, well, there you just learned something new. And this is an opportunity for you to get to know kind of BTU, International, AmTech. There's a lot. If you want to go to the Birmingham side, it's over there. Let's for instance say you want to see, listen, I don't want to work in this little area. I want to move to Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm at. Who are over here? All the red dots, IPC member companies. No, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go all the way to this side of the country. There you go. So I hope this is helpful information and that you can learn a little bit more about how IPC is spread, but we can provide you with a spreadsheet, and then this is kind of member sites that you can browse. But this is just a little thing that we can do to help you, and you can always reach out to me for that. All right, if you need some help. So based on the member scholarships, you know you can win $1,000. Industry connections, you can utilize that map. And that's a map you can use to know who's in your area if you want to apply for internships or find a job or something. Reach out and be proactive. Professional development, that is your emerging engineer program, and to serve as the student board member. And you can just apply. If you don't apply, you'll never know if you stand a chance. IPC standards, you can have access to 2 and you can request those. And then resources, this is something extra. We did this a couple of years ago and we literally just listed a couple of, like, I don't know, industry members here. I don't know how up to date this is at the moment, but you know, you can look at this, but it's like a little bonus that's out there. Now, besides your member dashboard, the back end stuff, you can then look about your student membership over here, so you know your member benefits. If you want to apply for that student member board liaison, click here. It will take you to an online form and use complete and submit. If you want to apply for the emerging engineer, it will take you to an outside form, and the deadline is November the 17th. You click here and you apply. Easy peasy. And then if you have done that, you can look at your scholarships. Once you are done with your application, we will post our winners in here. This was the design competition where we are doing something differently with this, and I will talk about that within my presentation. So I hope you can still see my presentation over here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the online courses. It's very introductory, but you have access to these. You have access to 2 of these standards, and you know from the back end where you need to do that. You can go to our YouTube channel and view all of the webinars. I'm going to click on it just to show you that it's real and it's active, and that you can definitely browse over here. So it will give you information on anything close player. I don't want to do this, but there we are talking how to communicate, students entering the industry. There's a life in the process engineer. It's something to just help you. Then the next one is, I showed you the wonderful map. And we encourage IPC's chapters to host at least 2 events per year. And as I mentioned, please take pictures when you do that. The Emerging Engineer Program, the application is the 17th. We reserve 4 slots for members. You can network, you be paired with a mentor, all expenses paid, and you attend the largest event we host per year. Student board member, you sit amongst the CEOs and executives of big companies, and you can network with them. And then the projects and competitions, we will be sending you these pins and the components so you can do the spin build activity. And then one new section is, and I know some of your chapter members in the past participated in it, but it's the poster session at IPC Apex Expo, and we know some of the students, I think from Auburn, have won some of those awards. But this year, we want to give a scholarship to the winners for the student technical paper or the research paper, technical research paper, and the student and the poster session, if it's a student winner. And we are talking about more than $1,000. We are in the process of confirming those amounts, but it will be something that can really help towards your education and tuition expenses. We will be announcing this, I believe, next week. We are just refining some of the deadlines, but this will be a great opportunity and almost like a competition that students can participate in. Now, the fun thing is, if you apply and submit either a technical research paper or your abstract for your poster, and you are a finalist in either of those categories, we as IPC Education Foundation will sponsor your trip to attend that IPC Apex Expo in person, and present your paper in person. But we will provide you with a travel grant to get there. So we will do everything from flights, accommodation, meal stipends, ground transportation to get you there in person. So that's a nice perk, especially if you are in your research phase of your academic pursuits. So that can be something of value, but more information will be shared next week because it's something that has been existing within IPC, but we want to open a specific section to students. Right, so that's a new thing that's coming up. So what I did here, and if you want to take some pictures on your side, important dates and opportunities. So don't miss out. And if you've already started your membership application, go ahead and get that completed. If you're a leader, you want to apply, do that by October the 27th. If you have reached out to your recommenders and something is happening and there's no movement, please inform me and I can make that special exception for you so that you can meet your application deadline. If you are interested in the Emerging Engineer Program, please go ahead and apply before 17 November. And if you need any additional information on that, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm not a stranger. I can hop on a 15-30-minute call and walk you through if that's needed. Student board member, if you're interested in serving in that capacity, apply by November 10th. And then if you are interested in attending the IPC Apex Expo, the 2 opportunities will come into play with the base technical paper and the base student research paper, but also part of the Emerging Engineer Program that will allow you to attend the conference, and travel grants will be given to the finalists to present in person. So that is what I have for you today. It was very informative, but I do hope that you understand that there is a lot of wonderful capabilities within your member dashboard. So besides just the library click on that links and click on all of those different sections. Use ipcef.org as your roadmap. Get all of the information there. Please reach out to me with any struggle or difficulties. And I hope that you will have a wonderful year of IPC membership and make use of the benefits we offer. Do you have any questions?
Thank you so much, Charlene.
You are so welcome.
So, anybody has any questions? Yeah, I think it was all clear.